Okay, so you can talk about what you think is the most important thing to consider when you're picking a rug for your space.
The easiest way to mess up your room is to pick the wrong rug size. And scene.
One more time.
The art of rugs, baby. Rugs bring warmth, texture, pattern, color, and also functionality to bringing your entire space together. There's so many rules and there is so much to talk about. I gotta figure out how to narrow this down. Okay, today I'm going to walk you through size, materials, and craftsmanship, and how I like to use different rugs in different spaces throughout the home. Selecting the right size rugs makes a really big difference to how your space comes together. Plug to go, look through the Art of Home book. There's an entire section on selecting the right rug size. In your living room, start with this rule of thumb. Front two legs of all of your furniture go on the rug. I want my coffee table to fit all the way on. And then if you have ottomans, those can go all the way on or partially on. You don't want your rug to look like an island floating in the middle of your living room. Rugs are the literal foundation to your space, and they are the connective point between all of your furniture pieces. In a dining room, I'm not looking at just the front two legs. I am looking at putting all of the legs of my chairs on the rug with enough space for me to be able to pull the chairs back and still have all of my furniture on the rug. If that is just not going to work in your space, then at least make sure that you can follow that rule on the side chairs and then just have the back legs of your end chairs hang off the end of the rug. When selecting a kitchen runner, I want to make sure that the length of the runner spans at least 2/3 of the island. I personally like it to be closer to 3/4 length of the island because that helps my kitchen island and the whole space appear larger. When selecting a rug for your bedroom, you want to make sure that there are at least 2 to 3 feet on the sides of your bed. I want to see even more than 2 to 3 feet at the foot of my bed. You don't want it to look like your bed is hiding the rug. I do not like to put a rug underneath the nightstands. I always pull it forward so that the appearance of my room looks larger and my nightstands don't look slanted. I know you're gonna ask me, what do I do if my room has carpet? It depends on the type of carpet you have. For me, if you have a higher pile of carpet that has any little bit of like tufting or shag that gets kind of matted looking. But if you have a lower pile, then I think it's totally fine to place a rug on top of that. I always select those lower pile carpets in homes so that I can layer rugs in bedrooms because it makes it feel more complete to me. Let's talk about materials and craftsmanship. I'd like to start with wool. It's durable, it's natural, it stands the test of time, and they are a higher quality than a man-made material like polyester. It is the type of rug that I use the most in all of the homes that we design at Studio McGee. Within the wool category of rugs, there's different types of construction and therefore quality. So a tufted rug feels a bit more like carpet. It's going to give you that plush feeling under your foot when you're walking through your space. It also has a little bit thicker profile to it typically. Then you have a hand knotted. This is the highest quality. They are stunning. Our rugs at McGee & Co. are hand knotted by weavers that really know their craft. They are pieces of art. If you have one that looks more vintage out of the gate like this, it means we sheared across the top to give that vintage effect. So it's a little bit lower pile. And pay attention to the binding. The binding is an indicator of the quality of the rug. With wool rugs, you just need to know that because it is a natural fiber, there's going to be a little bit of shedding at the beginning, but that's to be expected. And after a little bit of time, that will go away. And when you look at those gorgeous antique rugs, they are wool and they're 100+ years old. The next category of rugs is natural fiber rugs. Seagrass, jute, sisal, and many of them are solid and they'll incorporate patterns or they'll have a braided trim, part jute and part wool. And I love this look because it gives that organic natural, sometimes beachy look. And almost every home that we design incorporates at least one because it helps break up the pattern that you see in wool rugs. But it is not going to be the plush feeling you get when you're walking across a wool rug. I also love to layer jute rugs and seagrass rugs with wool. So let's talk about indoor-outdoor rugs. I love this type of rug. We at McGee & Co. use recycled materials, and they come in all different patterns and sizes for you to use outside with your patio setup, or you can bring them inside because they're so durable, you can hose them off. We've worked really hard to make them soft, even though they are outdoor rugs. It helps bring all of that furniture together so it is an extension of your interior. The next category is synthetic rugs. This is an entry point rug. If you're just starting out and you want a beautiful pattern rug that feels great, this is where you start. But then as you evolve over time, I would encourage the investment in a wool rug. A synthetic rug is also a great choice when you're just looking at pure durability. Okay, let's talk about where I use different styles of rugs. So if you have a large open space and you need to incorporate multiple rugs, I would encourage you to use one natural fiber rug like a jute or a seagrass near a patterned rug with color so that they're not competing and you pick one to be that pattern heavy rug. You can see that many of our designs are inspired by vintage rugs, and also we're really mindful about how we put the colors together so that they transition between whims of pillows and different trends in your accessories. They are intentionally designed to feel relaxed and lived in, but have classic patterns that will stand the test of time. Whether you're drawn to timeless wool, laid-back jute, or performance ease, there is a type of rug for every room and every lifestyle. I hope this helps you feel confident to go into your space, start measuring, and also you're going to have the right information when you're shopping for the right rug for your space.